I got this fucking mask on. Cause I ain't worried about saving face. Fuck my face. That sounded wrong. Pause.
Rap has always been about being calm, cool, collected, and in control. But some of these artists that we're about to see have made themselves a national joke overnight. And I must admit, it's hilarious. Kick back, relax. We're about to explore some of the funniest times this has happened over the years. And we also gonna look into some of the backstory that makes some of these situations even funnier. But first, we gonna make our way to Memphis, Tennessee and watch your boy Big Boogie make a fool of himself with the biggest cap in hip hop history. This one was physically hard to watch.
Where'd you go to college?
I ain't go to college, but I turned it down.
This was the moment where Boogie could have just stopped, saved the embarrassment, and went on to the next question. But instead, he decided to dig in his bag and say this.
You had an opportunity to do the drumming thing.
A scholarship and everything.
Where at?
I think it was like in Jacksonville. Yeah, a big band in Jacksonville. It was a big college though. And they offered me like 15, some shit like 10 million or something like that. 5 million, something like that.
Wait.
A scholarship.
Okay, but not $5 million. They offered you $5 million to play the drum?
Yeah.
What the fuck are we doing here?
Like, what the fuck y'all, like, you know what I'm saying? But I was so younger, like,
Wait.
I didn't know what it was.
Are you sure they offered you $5 million?
I turned it down. It was a scholarship, like, I had to go to school for this decade.
This has to be the wildest thing I've ever heard. This man said they offered him somewhere between $5 and $15 million to play drums at the school in Jacksonville for 10 years. While his friends would have been graduating from college, graduating from the next level, starting practices, becoming doctors and dentists, having kids, their kids going off to different levels of school, he would still be at Jacksonville at 30 just to play the drums. It's crazy.
It was a scholarship, like, I had to go to school for this decade.
And it doesn't stop here. After the clip goes wild and is crazy viral all over the internet, he comes back to the podcast to explain exactly what he was thinking and why he did it. Check it out.
You know what I'm saying? Make the numbers go up. Like, you got to say certain shit that'll throw them off and go over their head, and they'll be like, okay, make the numbers go up. That's the good thing. You know what I'm saying? All publicity, good publicity. So you got to do this shit.
Even after getting caught red-handed lying, saying he had the biggest scholarship in the history of the United States of America, he doubles down and says he did it on purpose. Crazy. In February of 2017, Future released his Hendrix album, which featured a song called Coming Out Strong that hilariously became the subject of some unwanted scrutiny. Check it out.
This shit right here throw me, dog. This shit right here throw me, dog. I gotta call my nigga Future, cause we be talking like business shit, like CEO shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta hit him up and ask him this question and shit. I'm doing it on live. I probably shouldn't even did this on live. Yo, hey, bruh. Hey, I'm listening to this song, dog. A nigga fuck with you so tough, homie. What did you say this part right here, bruh?
Got it, makes one. The only time I feel alive when I taste it. I don't wanna
what you said right there?
The only time I feel alive when I take.
This one was confusing because the name of the song is Coming Out Strong. Future really did himself a disservice with this one, because if you look at the line before, the only time I feel alive is when I taste dick, it says I want to vent, but I don't feel safe. So it sounds like he's telling us, look, I want to vent about this, but I don't feel safe. But the only time I feel alive is when I taste dick. And then right after that, he says, used to hit it from behind, but he doesn't say who. So is he getting it from behind, or is he giving it to somebody from behind? But look, I personally am a fan of Future and I like his music, and I really just don't think that that's what he's saying right here. But when you title the song Coming Out Strong and you got all of this innuendo, I can't be mad at Kodak Black for wanting to make a phone call like, my nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? But hey, that's just me. I just wonder how nobody from the studio heard this before they released it, because it's so clear what it sounds like.
The only time I feel alive when I taste it.
Next up, we have Soulja Boy, who is literally a meme factory. In one conversation, he would create 3 hilarious moments that would last for years. Back in 2019, he visited the Breakfast Club to promote his newly released album, Draco. And during the conversation, they started to talk about who had the biggest comeback. And of course, you know that guy Soulja Boy turned up. Check it out.
Why did Meek Mill have a bigger comeback than Soulja Boy?
Me personally?
Why?
Because he was locked up.
Yes. Okay, I was locked up too, nigga.
They came on with a #1 record.
The Drake beef.
Look, how he
Meek Mill ain't beef with Chris Brown and was finna box with Floyd Mayweather.
He beef with Drake, the biggest rapper in the world.
These niggas, Drake? Drake? The nigga that got bodied by Pusha T? The nigga that hiding his kid from the world, but his world wanna hide from the kid? Aubrey Graham in a wheelchair? Drake?
Yes!
Y'all niggas better stop playing with me in here. Y'all talking about the light-skinned nigga from DeGeneres?
From Toronto.
Yo, stop playing with me.
From where?
The grassy.
Stop playing with me like I ain't teach Drake everything he know.
You taught Drake everything he know.
Y'all didn't hear Drake on his first song? To me, what's really going on? Drizzy Drake back in this thing already. That's Soulja. He copied my whole fucking flow.
That gets me through the phone.
He copied my whole fucking flow. Word for word, bar for bar. Don't act like I didn't make Drake, nigga. Don't do that.
Mind fucking blown.
Don't do that, nigga.
Has he ever reached out to you?
Drake?
Yeah.
I talk to Drake all the time. Yo, who y'all think I am in here?
So Soulja Boy and Drake did actually talk about this. Through Instagram on DM, Drake reaches out to Soulja Boy and says, you know, it's always been love, all jokes aside. I don't know if you was serious about the video thing, but I never knew you wanted to do a video for We Made It. You know I would have done that shit. But on some real shit, Drake killed that show. I think Drake is a good sport for that. And the moment continues from there for Soulja Boy because he ends up on Charlamagne's television show to talk about the viral sensation that became of that Breakfast Club interview. Check it out.
Now next, here's a clip of you discussing one of the rappers, one of your little homies. You may or may have not influenced. Look.
Yeah, Drake? Drake?
Drake. What was your motivation in that moment?
It was all about Drizzy. They caught me off guard with that question, you know what I'm saying?
How was it an off-guard question? What you mean they? It's me.
Charlotte, you caught me off guard with that statement.
Word.
So it seems at this point, Drake and Soulja Boy had pretty much made up. But it didn't last long, because during the Kendrick Lamar beef, Soulja Boy was very critical of Drake and had a lot to say. But that's a topic for a different video. Moving right along to your boy Kanye West. In 2013, he appeared on Sway in the Morning to talk about his upcoming Yeezus album. And the conversation veered into fashion. Sway began to ask questions about where Kanye was in the development of his lines, namely Pastel, the one that had failed a few years prior. Kanye had a lot to say. Check it out.
Am the #1 most impactful artist of our generation. I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google. Now, who's going to be the Medici family and stand up and let me create more? Or do you want to marginalize me till I'm out of my moment?
Or why don't you empower yourself and don't need them and do it yourself?
Sway is actually giving Kanye really good advice. And the essence of Kanye's response isn't wrong because he's actually right about how the fashion industry works. And it is pretty difficult. The problem with this moment is the timing. Kanye had just spent about 6 or 7 years building Pastel and it got utterly shut down. So frustrated is an understatement. Check out how he responds to the question.
How, Sway?
Take a few steps back to go.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kanye,
I've been doing this more than you.
Doing what?
You ain't got.
Come on, chill out.
You
bro.
ain't got the answers.
Kanye,
you ain't got the answers.
I'm asking you.
You ain't been doing the education,
bro.
You ain't been doing the education.
Kanye, calm down.
You don't have the answers though.
Calm down.
Because you trying to give me advice about something. You ain't got the answer. You ain't spent $13 million of your own money trying to empower yourself.
Yes, but I spent hundreds of thousands and putting out clothing lines at a smaller degree. All I'm asking you,
and it ain't no Ralph though. It ain't Ralph level.
Let me ask you this: I'm asking
what's the name of your clothing line? We don't know.
Kanye,
you know what I'm saying?
Because I lost money, but that's not
exactly. And I could lose money on a higher level too.
And that's
don't think just because. Don't think because I got the most or the least money.
Let me finish my question, dog.
Man, man.
Let me hear the question.
You don't have the answers.
I'm asking you for the answer. It's a question.
As you know, this interview would go on to be one of the most famous interviews in pop culture. But ironically, Kanye would change his tune. Check him out on this interview and how he goes back and says Sway actually did have the answers.
So Sway, almost 10 years ago, said, man, why don't you do it on your own? Was he right?
You know what? I will go ahead and say Sway had the answer.
Now next up we got your boy Drizzy Drake. Now this guy has so many viral moments, he needs his own video and he needs his own backstory. So we're gonna start with the backstory and we already got you covered. Go check out the Anomaly video on the channel to get the Drake backstory and we're gonna take it from there. Culture Decoded.